Hi, I'm Irving. I'm the head coach here at Itaipava Brazilian Jiu Jitsu and MMA in Newcastle upon Tyne. I'm a Brazilian Jiu Jitsu Black Belt and a former professional MMA fighter and kickboxing fighter. I've got with me Sam Robinson. He's just gone 2-0 as a professional with his second submission win. So Sam's going to help me out showing some techniques for you today. The technique I'm going to talk about is the Kimura first. The Kimura gets a bad reputation as a strong guy's technique, as a brute technique. That's because guys who've just got power and poor technique can force the Kimura to work. And people who have a little less strength sometimes struggle to finish the Kimura. But what I'm going to do is show you some of the details that prove that the Kimura is just as finesse a technique as any other submission. So we'll take a close guard first. A lot of the time, the techniques that you go on my guard. A lot of the time, the techniques that you learn as a white belt, the fundamental techniques, some of the details get lost. You learn them as a white belt, you remember them as a white belt. So you have to keep on going back and reviewing how you're doing those fundamental techniques and checking that you didn't miss details or adding new nuance to them. So here, the close guard position. It's a little bit naive, this grip breaker. Over here, Sam's adopted a safety position. I need to negotiate his hand to the mat in order to make the Kimura work. So here's a real simple way, just a shortcut. I'm not saying this is a very effective way to do it. This just gets you to the drill. So I'm going to put my hands underneath, raise my hips, occupy that space with my hands, and strip both hands to the mat. Okay, this is just for the drill. Now here, when I sit up, this is what a lot of the time happens. Here people sit up, and the grip doesn't fit. So think, okay, well I want that figure 4 grip. I'm going to sink it down here. And now there I've made a control only over his wrist and his elbow. What I really want is to control his wrist and his shoulder. And then I've got all 3 articulations. So when I sit up, I need to get my armpit hooked over his shoulder. Here, that's the key. I'm gripping here with my armpit, and that's going to stay like that throughout the whole submission. Now when I pass it down here, look there, the grip doesn't fit. But that's no problem. I'm going to sink back down to make this grip work. Now Sam's a bantamweight, so he's a lot smaller than me. But if we look at this situation in reverse, you've got somebody with longer limbs. Hold on a second. Okay, Sam tries to sit up here. Look there, he's falling shy. He's not quite getting his armpit over my shoulder. So if he tries to make the figure 4 now, my shoulder is free. Okay, so what typically goes wrong? How do guys typically defend the Kimura? Lower the weight on, grip up with the other hand maybe, force you back down. I bet everybody who's a smaller fighter has experienced this trying to Kimura bigger guys. Okay, this is the key. Switch positions. When I go for it here, I used to do this. I used to scooch back and keep the pinch. Now this is okay, this is not bad. And he jumps across my back. Typical mistake that you make when you're starting to learn the Kimura. Okay. So, this is what I used to do. Scooch my butt back to create that space, but I'm still pinching my knees together. All the time when you're playing the close guard, you need to pinch your knees together. Everybody I've ever met who has a great close guard has got an extraordinary pinch between the knees. There's not really any other sport where this kind of pinch is cultivated. So just playing the close guard, drilling many times, that's going to help you to cultivate this strength, pulling between my knees. So this is okay. And it allows me to capture the wrist here and sink back down and use my body weight to capture it here. But then what I found to happen was, I get to here on those bigger guys, I'd be trying to sink back down and he was able to reach through this hole here. So if you grab there, boom, and you can use the other hand to start to defend here, maybe handcuff me on this side, and now I'm stuck again. That's the end of my Kimura attack. So what I figured was, instead of scooching back to create the space with those bigger guys, I pull myself up the ramp and heist into him here. So there I'm already threatening the sweep. It's going to force him to come back down and base on the other side, but it doesn't allow him to reach through far enough. Check it out the other way around where I'm the bigger man. This time Sam's going to slide up the ramp here. Okay, so he opens his hips, slides up the ramp, hips right into me here, bumping me over there. When I push back down, I'm not also able to reach through that hole. Otherwise I'm going to fall. So here, slide up the ramp again, bump me there. So what's happened? This is critical for later. I'm having to base out to push myself back down, and I don't get my other arm to rescue this arm. Pretty simple. Okay, this time. Slightly turn my hip. I've slid up the ramp and captured his shoulder with my armpit. Now here, my figure 4 grip doesn't fit, but that's no problem. I take my thumb out now to the pushing grip. Slide back down the ramp and escape my hip. Turn my hip, slide up the ramp, bumping in one, capture the shoulder. My thumb comes out as I slide back down the ramp, hugging this tight, escape my hip, and let him fall into the hole. Now here, this is the finish. The mistake, the most common mistake, is to push the arm. Here I'm going to roll my shoulder in, and my whole body now lies under my elbow. My elbow's on the back of the shoulder girdle here. And that's what makes the submission. On the bigger guy, I get to use my whole body instead of the strength of just my arms. Okay, son, can you do to me? Okay, so he negotiates my hand to the mat, sits up, yeah, heisting into me. Here now, check out this shoulder. See, now my shoulder is free. That's where the strong guy, especially a No Gi, can power out. I'll crush you back down and use this other hand to rescue it. Okay, this time, you're gonna slide right up and capture me with your shoulder. That's it. There's right up the ramp, capture my shoulder. That's it. Get it all the way over the top. Okay, now here as he slides back down the ramp, look, his whole body weight is making him fall into the hole. Okay, on the way back down, you're gonna capture the grip. Yeah, now he's got the figure 4. Okay, now you escape your hip, and it makes me fall into the hole. Okay, one more time. Take the grip, heist into me. That's it. Escape the hip, then you fall into the hole. Okay, and now then it's the roll of the body that makes it work. That's the key. The typical mistake. Even if this part is correct, and I've captured the shoulder with my armpit, the thumb moves out to the pushing position, everything is correct. Now hip escape out. A lot of times this happens. Can you see? When people hip escape, they'll let this arm get away from the chest. I want my armpit capturing the shoulder, and this part here across my chest. So while I escape, can you see my elbow is pressing down on the back of his shoulder. Hips out, close the guard again. Now there, can you try to posture up, son? No, it's not possible. If I'm here, you posture back up. He has the space. Extraordinarily strong guys will be able to posture back up from that guy with a big weight advantage over you. Okay, so you do it to me one more time. We're going to demonstrate how you can overpower me. Try to get back up. Do it again. This time your elbow is going to get right on the back of my shoulder blade. Just genuinely trying there. I can't get back up when his elbow is pressing on the back of my shoulder blade, and that's what gives him the leverage. So it is a jiu-jitsu technique. If you just grab the arm in a figure 4 and push it, it might work. It might be effective grappling, but effective grappling isn't always good jiu-jitsu. Conversely, good jiu-jitsu is always effective grappling. Okay, thanks for watching. If you want to know more about our team, you can check us out on Facebook at Itaipava Jiu Jitsu and MMA. Well, my personal Instagram is Newcastle MMA_BJJ. And Sam, what's yours?
_ Samurai 135 _.